So I'm gonna do a reading on Papoose and Remy mom. And the reason I wanted to do a reading, hold on. Wait a minute. I have to pause the tape. Alright, so I'm back now. Alright, so I'm pretty open-minded about seeing both sides of this situation. I kind of feel like people is caught up in like the fantasy of it and everything, but honestly, the relationship always been kind of weird to me. Like anytime somebody gets straight out of doing a long stretch in prison and they get out and jump onto a reality TV show, it's kind of like red flags to me. I remember when Bobby Brown did it a while ago. I don't know why anybody do it. I think it's a horrible idea. You trying to readjust to the world on reality television? That seems to be a lot, but people is really impressed by the fact that Papoose was able to stay with her during that, and even marrying her and being there for her when she got out. But I was just thinking, like, is that really realistic, you know? And do they really know each other? Because that time she was in prison, they never lived together. So she jumped out of prison, and I know that she must have felt like she was like in debt to him, because he held her down in some type of way, and when she got out, he helped her get opportunities. But really, I be questioning these people who captures the stars, because the star that they marry in a relationship with or whatever is like a possession to them. And they want to put that possession to work as quickly as possible. Like they become the star manager. And the manager is going to treat you like an object, because them managing you is how they make money and everything. So they make money off of you. They get notoriety off of you. They get things from you. And it not necessarily has to do anything with like jealousy or anything, because I know that Papoose is a rapper, but not everybody want to be on stage. Like being a performer, being an artist is hard work. It's hard work. Like if I had the talent to sing and perform and stuff like that, or with how I am now, I don't think that I would have wanted to be a performer. I probably would have been a producer instead. I don't mind being behind the scenes. But some people, they live and they breathe that. That's what they want. They want to be on stage. That's what's important to them. So, if you get a dynamic like that and they get together, they could be really good for each other, because it won't be no jealousy, because y'all don't want the same position. So, but Papoose, they also, okay, another thing when they did a reality TV show is that they came out with this brand called Black Love. They came out with a brand all around a relationship, surrounded around a relationship. And their love, marriage, and relationship is the representation for this brand. That's a hard position to put yourself in. Like, I really wouldn't want to put myself in that position unless I'm really with somebody that I see them in my future. Like, I don't have no doubt in my mind that this person is in my future. Um, if I'm doing it on the basis of I'm obligated, or this could make me money, and I think I could fake it for a certain amount of time and it ain't gonna bother me and stuff. I feel like a lot of celebrities get caught up in that. They get caught up in, I don't mind doing this fake relationship, like it's gonna make me money, this is business, and you know like it ain't gonna be hard for me, and yada yada yada. They might even think that they could have they side relationships to have something that's more fulfilling, but then it all becomes messy. It all becomes messy. When you live in a fake life, it's hard to maintain, and I don't think that people understand how hard it is until they be put in that situation. But I do question a lot of things around Remy. I question about what she went to prison for. They say that she shot her friend and stuff like that. But we are really learning that a lot of friends don't really be friends. And some time ago, because I might have did a reading on Remy and Papoose and never posted it, or maybe I did, I don't know. But I remember that I seen an interview with her talking about the incident, and she was trying to be real polite and political about it. At this point, she was already sentenced. She knew that she was going to prison for a while. She felt jaded, like she felt like she kind of got set up, like people kind of fuck her over or whatever. And it's need to come to a point where Remy talk about that situation, about really what happened, because it's really going to be important. Like, what's your side of the story? Like, why you felt screwed over? Like, why did you shoot her? Like, what happened? What happened that night, Remy? Because I don't remember Remy ever being like remorseful about what happened. Like her being like, "Oh, I'm sorry that I shot her," and stuff like that. And I'm thinking like, you don't know what happened. Like, that friend could have been trying to set her up. It could have been way more to it than what the media put out. And now they put out in the media, they painted this picture of her like she this villain. Like, and the way that they painted the picture made her look like, she do anything for money. She all about money. She would even shoot her best friend for money. And something interesting about Nikki is that, when she get into these like rap beefs with people, she bring up certain topics and everything. But sometimes I feel like she bring up the rumor, not what she know to be true. You get what I'm saying? And she might know the truth because she got access to more information than we do. But she bring up the rumor because she know how powerful the rumor is. Or she might even know that, the truth, they can't tell the truth. So she might as well bring up the rumor and have people believe in that, because the truth might be worse than the rumor, So, but sometimes the rumors a person like me would have more compassion for the person, depending on what it is. But the rest of the world, I don't know. I can't speak for the rest of the world. And we have to know that we are surrounded by clones and bots, okay? So like when we see a celebrity and some news come out about them and we see like the first wave of comments that come in and everything, and it will be people saying the same thing over and over. It's usually like a mentality or something like that. Like, I would have never did that. I would have, oh, it's messed up how she did this and da 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 da. Like, they building on the narrative. And then the next thing you know, everybody talking about the situation in the manner of those comments. You get what I'm saying? Like I would hear people in real life repeat those comments. But it wasn't originally how they thought about it. They just got persuaded because they thought that the masses, what it looked like on the internet, the masses see it this way. Because I remember I was about to do the reading on, well, I did do a reading, I just didn't release it. King Von, right? And see, a lot of people like to bring up the fact that he's like a murderer and shit like that. You know, I have a complex way of thinking about it because I know that they release sadistic clones into the ghettos. So some of the people that they claim that he killed, for one, either he may not have did it, or for two, there was some clones, some bots or something, because I find it really interesting how they had so much information and data on King Von. Like, I was watching some YouTube documentary and they had screenshot after screenshot after screenshot of old King Von posts. And then the screenshots, King Von only had probably like a few likes, you know, like under 10 likes on a post or whatever. Now this is like before he became famous, but he was like kind of hood famous at that time. And somebody, every post that King Von made, somebody was taking screenshots after screenshot after, and I'm like, damn, how you get all these fucking screenshots? And I wonder, like, if I think this was on Twitter or something. If I was to go on Twitter and I go to King Von old posts, would they have more likes now? Because he have fans now, and a lot of the fans is gonna go back. So when was those screenshots taken? Like before he was famous? So whoever was taking the screenshots must have knew that he was going to be famous. Then on top of that, they have video upon video of King Von just being in jail. Like it's like some type of reality TV show or some shit like that. They just seemed so, like they was fascinated with him. They showed one clip of King Von being arrested. And I mean, the fucking police would act like they was fangirling off of King Von. Like they just wanted to touch him or something. They must have knew something about him. And unfortunately, he died before he could clear up, you know, the rumors and shit about him and everything. And that's how they do you. That's how they do you. They want you to die with the narrative that they created about you. That's why you can't let them get your ass. Like, you just can't let them get you. Because I'm telling you, if you have that light, if you have that spark in you, they trying to demonize you in a way possible. Like, the shit that my cousin was saying about me and everything like that, the shit that people would have believed about me if I would have passed away would have been so far from the truth. Man, I would have had to come back from the afterlife and fuck shit up with those rumors. It don't matter if I would have died or not. Your ass would have suffered. It wouldn't have mattered. If I would have died, your ass would have suffered. Either way. But I'm just saying, I'm glad I'm here to say my side of the story. Hold on, I gotta pause again. Alright, I'm back. So, yeah, Remy need to come out and tell her story about what happened, like her side of the story. I feel like that would even put some pieces together, even where Papoose come in. I first want to ask, why did Papoose wait on Remy? Why did Papoose wait on Remy to get out of jail? Why did he wait on her? Why did he stick by her side? It definitely was business related. Papoose viewed Remy as a opportunity. I'm not sure how old he was when they started dating and she went to jail and everything like that. I'm pretty sure that was pretty young. I felt like he had the mindset, like when he got with her, that she was like the jackpot. Like he very much so seen her as an opportunity, and maybe even started to like make plans of like building an empire with her. And then whatever happened had happened. But he was so attached to that ideal. And I see black men get caught up in this a lot. Like they come up with a goal, a dream when they are young. And as you go through life, like that goal and dream is supposed to like change and evolve and everything, but they will refuse to allow it to change or evolve because they so attached to that vision. And I feel like he was kind of going through that. And I think that he was struggling with self-worth issues. The first card I got is the Devil Reverse. Inability to make decisions, looking for an easy score, or get rich quick scheme. Shows weak character and a lack of determination, tendency to be aggressive, violent, and angry. Manipulative, controlling, cruel, sadistic personality. Self-understanding and personal improvement is possible with effort. Money trouble. Really, 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 it really was an opportunity. I think that even when Remy was in jail, he was able to benefit from her in some type of way. Maybe that's even why he married her, so that he could get certain residuals, or I feel like maybe they got married so that get certain rights to certain music. Like it had a lot of legality to it. So she married him in order for him to kind of like handle business for her, because now they are husband and wife. And I believe that's what it was all about. I also felt like he was like under a lot of stress. paranoid about a lot of things. Like he had a lot of just, I guess, bad luck. I believe that at some point he felt like Remy was bringing like the sunshine in his life or something. And then when she left, it became dark really quickly. And I believe that he associated it with like love or something like that, but that's not what it really was. It was fear. It was fear, but we all go through it. I also felt like he disconnected from stardom or something. Like maybe he started to develop the mentality that, I'm just gonna put my focus in managing her. And I guess it's because he felt like he didn't have star quality. I felt like there was a series of events that caused him to get to this point. But I also kind of feel like a part of him wasn't, I don't think that he was doing music and hip hop for stardom, even for money. I think that he enjoyed the creative process. And then I suppose he had things happen, and maybe people had even told him, like, you talented, but you don't, either you don't have the stage presence or you don't have something. And he kind of just succumbed to like that ideal of what they was telling him. And I still don't feel like it was like jealousy or envy of like Remy. But I'm gonna look deeper into it. But it's just a feeling of he was kind of adjusting. He adjusted to a different reality, but he still didn't let go of the ideal and dream of what he could build with Remy. I just kind of felt like he felt like she was the ticket. And I felt like she felt obligated to be that. Because I feel like they kind of help each other out. Like some of the things that happened, like them getting married and stuff like that, I think that he genuinely did help her in some way. Like maybe it was some papers that he couldn't get a hold of because they was a couple. She trusted him to get the papers, but legally he couldn't. And I feel like when they got married, he did what he said he was gonna do, and he didn't try to like screw her over. And I felt like that made her feel obligated. So how did she feel about the situation, about the relationship when she was in prison? How did she feel about the relationship when she was in prison? Yeah, judgment reverse. She was so focused on anger. Like she was just so angry and revengeful. Like I feel like when Remy went to jail, she felt like that took so much away from her. She felt betrayed. And she felt like she had something to prove. So it motivated her to do whatever to get on top. Like, do whatever. And I think that's why when she got out, she took the route of trying to defeat, I guess, the queen bee to be able to take over the throne. It's a method that they use all the time, you know, dog eat dog world. But I felt like that was the wrong route. Like, she really should have just got out, healed, made music without beefing with anybody, and taking it. She should have took it more slow, and because she made a lot of actions out of, I'ma be just as successful as I would have been if I wouldn't have went to prison. And I feel like that's the mindset that she gave herself. So it's almost like she couldn't really see Papoose or whatever. Like, I don't really feel like it was love or whatever, but I think she was thankful that he was there. How did she feel about the relationship? When she was in jail. Yeah, there's a deep codependency here where she needed his support. She needed somebody on her side the way that he was offering to be there. And I mean, there are no cups that came out where it wasn't love. He felt like she was an opportunity, and she felt like he was her ticket or her connection to the other side. She felt like he was valuable because he could connect her from jail to the outside world in the manner that she wanted to be connected. Because she wanted to get out of prison and hit the ground running. That's what she wanted. Because she wanted everything that she felt that was taken away from her. I really felt like she felt deeply betrayed, deeply set up. She felt like she was set up, and she felt like what happened to her wasn't fair. So her mind wasn't on love and everything. Her mind was on opportunity and getting back what she think been stolen from her. I mean, how did she perceive Papoose? Hold on, let me get a different deck. Let me get a different deck. Let's see him. How did she perceive him? How did she perceive him? I forgot. I think these are the archetype cards. I do want the it's a male archetype cards. They kind of expensive though. So I haven't bought cards in a long time. Except for the ones I bought for my mother, and then I bought me a pair too. But yeah, I haven't really been buying cards. But okay, how did she? Oh, that came out fast. Okay, so the way that she viewed Papoose was that he's like a lover boy. Um, she felt like Papoose was more caught up in his emotions than she was. Um, she felt like he was a bit of a dreamer. She also felt like he was like obsessed with her in a way. Obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. That's how she seen Papoose, and she was like, well, I'm fit to utilize that because I'm in survival mode. She was in survival mode. And that's a hard position to be in because I feel like a lot of people in prison want somebody to hold them down. They don't want to go through that experience by themselves. But a lot of them end up doing it because, you know, they living in two different worlds. But she knew that Papoose had like a unhealthy attachment to her. Like she was fully aware of it, and she was like, you know, I don't think that she reciprocated as strongly as he did. I felt like she cared about him, but I don't feel like she was like in love with him, or I don't even really feel like she really desired him. But she felt like he was a good catch, you know, like he was what she needed at the time. The other card is Prince, romantic charm and potential for power. Like, I think she kind of attracted to somebody a little bit rough around the edges, which I feel like Papoose has, but she like rough around the edges in like a temperamental way or something like that. She felt like Papoose is really charming, like Prince charming. Um, he's a lover boy. The type to write you poetry, the type to, you know, wine and dine you and stuff like that. And I think that she felt like that's a good look. But I felt like she wanted to be in love with him, but she just wasn't. That's what I felt like. Yeah. And she was just in a horrible position. She was vulnerable. And I feel like they kind of both took advantage of that. They both took advantage of each other vulnerability because a part of him liked it the fact that the way he liked it the control that he had over her life. He liked it because I felt like if she never went to jail or whatever, like they would have broke up a long time ago. Matter of fact, before she even went in, they probably was like on the verge of breaking up, or she could have been fooling around with somebody else. Like, she liked it that he was like stuck on her and everything. But, I guess she was like in her prime and she wanted to explore her youth. But that was like taken away from her. That was taken away from her. And I feel like that's was her plans before she got locked up. Like, what they have is fun and everything, and it's a good look. But eventually, she gonna do her own thing, explore other people and stuff like that, which she had the right to do. She had the right to do. But because of the situation, um, she felt the need to hold on to him because she was afraid. She didn't want to go through it alone. And she needed the support and she needed the help. And because they share a similar passion, I felt like, the way that he was able to help her connect with the outside world in the manner that she wanted. So yeah, that's that. All right, so other questions I have. All right, so when she got out, I want to ask about when she got out, like how was the relationship? How did they adjust living with each other? Actually, I want to ask who is Remy Ma? Like, what type of person is she? What type of person is she now? Actually, I want a progression. I want to know what type of person has she progressed into when she got out of prison. Like, how did it start? And how it progressed. These cards just coming out, man. That's too many cards, though. Too many cards. How did it progress? And where did it end? That water is good. You ever seen somebody who just came out from like a long bid? They really awkward. Like, they not used to being free. It's kind of similar to watching somebody go to the military and come back. Like, when they come back, they learn how to be like more organized and stuff like that. It's the same getting out of jail, getting out of prison. Like, you will notice that they position themselves a certain way. I remember my brother, after doing 15 years, and he asked my mom, like, can he eat? And she was like, of course you can eat. Like, of course you can eat. You been waiting for me to tell you to eat? So it's this awkwardness because you kind of have to readjust to the world. Um, when she got out, Remy, she didn't integrate the trauma well. um, when she got out, her mind was like on demon time. Um, she just felt like she had to do whatever she had to do to make it. Um, I also felt like there was like no emotional attachment. Like when she got out and she connected with Papoose and everything, like there was no real attachment. Like she wasn't excited or anything. She just kind of felt like, I'm finna do whatever I have to do and everything. I think she was even planning a future where her leaving him, but she wanted to do it in a way that it didn't seem like she was using him. Unemotional nature, a sensuous person who stresses the physical side of life. Something about this card made me feel like something about sex. Like she was really wanting. Mm, hmm. Do they be having male guards in female prisons? Because I thought they stopped doing that. I mean, I feel like it's wise if they do stop doing that. And I feel like it's the other way around too. Female guards in male prisons because things happen. Oh, hold on, hold on. All right. So, I feel like there was a she had a sexual appetite for something, and I just don't think that she got that with Papoose. It's not that it wasn't good. It was because the connection was weird. I feel like they felt weird when she got out. Like they felt weird connecting sexually, and I don't know if they was able to have consensual, I forgot what they call it, where you could sleep with your spouse in prison and everything. I don't know if they had those. I think it's called conjugal visits. But It was just weird. I kind of want to get into it because I just wonder. I wonder, and I feel like it's important to know. I feel like this is an important aspect. You know, Remy spent all that time in prison without even really getting to know herself. Like, she spent most of her time planning on how can she get her life back? How can she get back to where she left off? Versus getting to know herself on a deeper level. So when she got out of prison, she had no clue who she was. She had no clue what she really wanted. Like, she was stunted. Her growth was stunted. She was the same age that she went in. When she got out, she was that same age. So she started to go through a growth process. And unfortunately, hers was painful. Like, I'm gonna get into that in a little bit. The rest of the cards. Because the rest of the cards is all major arcanas after this Page of Cups reverse. But they all in reverse except for the Death card. So Remy kind of feel like a failure. Now, I don't see her as a failure. I feel like she accomplished a lot, but she didn't accomplish what she set out to accomplish. Tell me more about this Page of Cups reverse. Like, what was it about the sets and everything? Okay, so I feel like there was somebody else in the background. And I feel like Remy learned about this quite quickly, that there was somebody else. Maybe somebody else that Papoose had a lot of emotions for, because when he was trying to be intimate with Remy, it showed. It showed like he couldn't disconnect from the other person. Is there someone else? It's been a while. It was just that one time with them. I'm losing sleep over you. That was somebody else, and Papoose was emotionally attached to this person. Oh, so what did that do to Remy? What did that Like, how did that influence her? It kind of put her in fear. Um, she didn't feel like she had as much control as she thought she did. So it probably became kind of beneficial to Papoose because it kind of like put her in an energy where she felt like she had to show that he should choose her. And I felt like she had to do that by becoming successful, by showing him that she is valuable, like she could get him where he want to be, or they could build an empire together. I ain't get more on that. Come on now, too many chords. Let's get more on it. Alright, alright, alright. Yeah. It put her in competition. So even though she wasn't really feeling that emotionally involved, she started to act like it. I felt like she performed when she was in a bedroom with him. She did things to make him reattach to her. Because I think at that point, he was attached to an old narrative, an old dream. But he couldn't really see that. So she made him reattach because she seen him as her opportunity. She seen Papoose as her opportunity because Papoose was helping her get opportunities. Maybe if she would have knew herself better, instead she would have just let him go and be free. And maybe he could have still helped her being a friend to her. But instead, she kind of fought for this relationship, even though it was going bad in the beginning, because that was somebody else. And I feel like he had very strong feelings for this other person. But it made Remy immature because she stunted in growth. So I feel like she did things to like purposely hurt him and stuff like that, or she wanted to make him attached to her. So alright, let's get into these other cards and then we're gonna get into Papoose progression after Remy got out of jail. Um what is the word? Kind of want to say culture shock or something like that, but like Remy plans started to go downhill really quickly. like she started not getting what she want or being disappointed very quickly. Also, she learned that certain things wasn't the way that it seemed. Like she thought it was one way when she was in jail, but when she got out, she found out that it's much more complicated. Like something like it could have been less money. Like Papoose said that, oh, I'm gonna save this amount of money, and then he wasn't able to, or some things that he wasn't able to come through on. So she had a few disappointments that hit her hard in the beginning. I mean, really, it's like as soon as she got out, she started to find things out. She started to find out that Papoose had some other chick. She found out that the money is kind of funny. She found out that certain people feel a way about her. And I think that it triggered her. It triggered her and it turned her into like a character. She started to wear this mask. And she was like, you know what? I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to rebuild everything. Yeah, but she went about it all the wrong way. Oh. I feel like she listened to the wrong people. Like she may have got a publicist, and the publicist was like, we just gonna do the tried and true. The tried and true is you have to battle the top female rapper right now, and you have to defeat them. That's what they used to. That's what they used to in the industry. And she was like, whatever I have to do, I don't care. Like, whatever I have to do, and I just put on this mask and I pretend that everything is okay. And she went down that route, and it did not turn out how she wanted. Like, in no way. No way. It's something about her getting pregnant, too. Like, her and Papoose had a child together. It was a lot of fears around that. And I think at one point, she was not even going to do it. Like, maybe she was even planning to leave him before giving that to him. But it wasn't until after other things had failed that she started to really want that. Because I think at some point, she was like, I want to wait my career. And then all of a sudden, she was into, you know what? I really want to have a baby. I really want to have a baby. And why? Why she really wanted to have a baby? Because I feel like it's out of competition. Theft, embezzlement, mismanagement of funds, be very cautious with money investments. Why she wanted to have a baby? And I think it was hard to have this baby. Like maybe she even had to go to IVF treatments or something like that. Yeah. She had that baby out of fear. Like, in a way, like things wasn't working out for her, so I guess she wanted to at least have a successful fam a successful family image. So, and maybe she even learned that somebody that she was competing with wanted a child and couldn't have one or something like that. So she kind of wanted to some way one up somebody. I'm not sure who this is, but I'm getting that energy. Either way, it wasn't out of love. It was out of straight fear. She just, in some way, she was competing when she had that baby. And I don't think it was easy. And it wasn't easy for a reason. But she was just so competitive that she just had to make this work. Cause she was feeling like a failure. She don't know how to appreciate the little things. Like, that's how they get you caught up. That's how they get you lost in this world. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into Papoose transition from when Remy got out of jail up until now. Damn, this gonna be a long reading. Alright, what was his progression? How was he when she first got out? What was his mindset, his energy, his perception? Bruh, I really think he was in love with somebody else. Divorce or separation, end of a love affair, jealousy, misunderstanding, love dies, a lover is unfaithful and the other is unable to forgive and forget. Arguments jeopardize a relationship. The person with whom you are currently in a relationship is not your soulmate. God damn. No energy, loss of momentum. Listen. I feel like Papoose was done before she even got out. He was attached to somebody else. And I feel like Remy kind of guilt tripped him. Being like, look, we made all these plans and you just gonna abandon me for some chick. Da da da. His heart really wasn't in it. It really wasn't. Alright, let's see more progression. Okay, now, how was it leading up to now? Man. Papoose been checked out, man. So I'm believing him. I'm believing him that he been asking for a divorce. He been actually secretly feeling this for a while. But he felt obligated. Alright. Oh, wait a minute. Is it recording? Okay, yeah. Oh, I'm hoping it's recording correctly, but anyways, yeah, he felt obligated. And why did he stick it out? Like, why did he stick it out? Hmm. I think Papoose is telling the truth, man. Like Remy, her dark side, she's like a bully. She's very domineering, very immature in a lot of ways because her growth is stunted. He felt guilty. He felt obligated, like because she made him feel like he had to follow through on the promise, and he was trying. He tried. He tried to follow through with the promise and make her happy, but I do feel like his heart wasn't in it, but he tried to force his heart to be in it. He felt stuck. Actually, when he got with Remy, he became a more like business minded person. Like he maybe even became like a workaholic and throwing himself in work because he wasn't happy. And he became kind of obsessed with success. I kind of felt like he felt like if he could rush making Remy successful, then he could walk away guilt free. He felt like if he could just give her, if he could just set her up and make sure that she is straight, then he could walk away without feeling like a sellout or without feeling bad about himself. So that's what he been trying to do. He been trying to get to the point that Remy would be like okay on her own or something like that. I feel like at first he was trying to fall back in love with her. Um, and then he went into I felt something. And then he went into trying to complete the promise that he made to her. But it was very hard for the both of them. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into this I guess the rest of it. Let's I guess wrap it up with what's going on now. But really, honestly, this is to be expected, you know. Like I felt like this since the beginning, just because I had experience with seeing people get out of prison who did prison for a long time. Um, I don't think it's a good idea for you to jump into a relationship as soon as you get out of prison. I don't believe that. And I'm only going to really hold it out with somebody that, I already had a very established and strong relationship with, that it's not even a question in my mind to let them go. And if they had to do some time in prison, I guess I will have to go through that experience with them. But it would have definitely had to be from a realistic standpoint, because if I was to go to prison, I'm trying to think of somebody like I'm really in love with and everything. Like if I'm really in love with them, even though it'd be hard, I probably would still have to let them go, because I just wouldn't want them to feel like obligated. And I wouldn't have wanted their life to stand still. But I would have still wanted friendship. Like if they would write me a letter or I just had a thought, an innovating thought. But yeah, I would want them to like write me and like maybe visit me sometimes and everything. But I would have been realistic about it. But I'm a deep person and I'm understanding and I know human nature and everything. So I have a different perspective. Remy, on the other hand, it's like she really didn't have time to really grow up. All right. So what should I ask? What was Remy's purpose of exposing those text messages? What was her purpose of exposing the text messages? The moon. Hmm. Do she believe that about him? Does she believe that? Hmm. Remy, mine is not clear right now. Um, I feel like she's very stressed out. I have a lot of cards here that's saying that her thinking is not clear. The reason I asked, do she really view Papoose this way, or this is just a projection she wanted to give? Because she wanted people to see Papoose as the King of Swords reverse, um, with negative intentions, that he's the deceitful one, he's calculating, he wear a mask, he not really who he say he is and everything. And I was asking, like, do she really feel that way? And I feel like there's a part of her, maybe because of the infidelity, make her feel that way a little bit. But she know that he been there for her. She operating out of fear. I don't know what's going on. Like, what is she doing? I don't know what Remy is doing right now. But I feel like things really slowed down for her. And she could be losing money. She could be being pushed out of projects. And she have fears around that. She have fears of the marriage ending and not having anything after the marriage end or whatever. She also thinking about ways to transition away from him, but she want things to turn out good for. She want to make sure that she's straight. That's the thing. She is going through some type of spiritual awakening though, with this hermit card. Um, and she do genuinely feel hurt by the situation, but it's more on a mental level, not an emotional level. I feel like she worry about the way that she look. I feel like she worry about her security. She worry about um being alone. I feel like a part of her already feel lonely, but I feel like she feel like life would get lonelier without Papoose. And I think it's because whatever side situation that she had, like it didn't work out. I'm gonna ask about what happened with that. I just kind of feel like that side dude can't really do much for her. So, what's going on with the dude that everybody was talking about? The dude that be stuttering? Was how their relationship now? Yeah. Whatever. When that was exposed, it destroyed the relationship. Like I don't even think they talk anymore. Like that situation hit both of them hard. Her and the side dude. It really like uprooted their life and shook shit up, and it scared them. It scared them to the point that I don't think that they want to talk to each other. They don't want to be seen together, and I think it's mutual. I feel like the dude feel like his life was impacted negatively because of this, and I feel like Remy feel the same. So that situation is like dead. It's dead. But it was something there. It was something there. Do Remy have somebody else? Does Remy have somebody else? 10 of Cups. and it flew and landed on the stack of cards where I was asking about this old relationship. What you trying to say? What you trying to say, spirit? Like, what? I feel like she really liked that dude. I feel like she really liked that dude. And she kind of miss it. Like, she kind of miss whatever they had together. Because I feel like this 10 of Cups is related to that flame that she had with the dude. How she feel about that dude now? How she feel about him? I think the sex might have been good, man. She feel like she have a connection with him, man. I do think Remy is prideful, so I feel like she kind of trying to act like she don't care, really. And I feel like the dude, like how that side dude feel about Remy right now? All right, so he really like Remy, like he really do, but he afraid to go near her because of the reputation. Um, I feel like they both was waiting on the right timing, and if they are still in communication, then they may not be meeting up with each other, but still talking and making plans of like getting back together in the future or something like that, but after things clear up. But I feel like if that conversation happened, it happened before Remy exposed the messages. But I feel like Remy exposed the messages because she felt like it was an opportunity to clean up her reputation. She really did feel jaded, but it is a different type of jaded. It's more calculating. It wasn't from the emotions. She just felt like a part of her, it's a competitive part of her. She have an issue with competition. Um, She just don't want to lose to another female. Or she don't want to lose looking a certain type of way. Or she don't want to be the one who the person walk away from and then they go and be in a happy relationship or whatever. Because she's very aware of how people view her in this situation. Like everybody view Papoose as the prize and everything, which I don't really feel like we should be feeling like that. I feel like he a good person, and I also feel like he had good intentions, but it's more complicated. it's more complicated, and some of us, if we was to put ourselves in Remy position, some of us would have had made the same decisions out of fear, out of trauma, you know? So, and I felt like if collectively we was to like see it more like that, it would cause people to heal when breakups happen. Because, you know, I don't know where this ideal that we are like supposed to be with people forever and da da da. I do feel like some people, their connection is so deep that they show up in every lifetime. But it doesn't mean that they have to be more than friends. It doesn't mean that they have to stay with each other even though they are unhappy. Like, people need to learn how to let go and not feel threatened by it, not feel insecure about letting go. It's a lot of women that they will beg and plead a man to stay in their life and deal with a whole bunch of trifling shit just because they are afraid to be alone. Just because they feel like their relationship is like one of the one good things that they have in their life. And if that was gone, then people gonna look at them as not having anything. So they put they self-worth in that relationship. So yeah. All right, that's that. I'm gonna ask about Papoose feeling for this one girl. I don't know what it is, but something is off to me in that situation. Something is off to me between Papoose and the boxer girl. Alright, so what is the dynamic between Papoose and the boxer girl? Okay, so yeah, Papoose is not attached to this boxer girl. Like, he don't love her. I mean, I ain't get like not a single cup out of this. I feel like he might have even subconsciously did this in order to hurt Remy. I think that Papoose is just hurting right now, and I feel like this is something that he did out of pain. Um, he saw the opportunity. I think that he saw that this girl liked him, and he took it, but he's not really that invested into it. Like, he kind of used her as a stress reliever and distraction. Like, he was using this girl as a distraction from his pain. Also, in a lot of ways, Papoose feels emasculated. And it's like he trying to heal himself through this other woman. And I also don't feel like he will be a good partner to this woman. I think she should let it go. Because even though it's all out in the open now, I just don't think that Papoose would be the same polite gentleman to her as he was to other women. And I think it's because he hurt right now. He's hurt. So actually, in the situation with the boxer girl, he ain't really treating her that well. Like, he only hang out with her when he choose to. Like, he don't really make time for her, and he's being kind of manipulative. I feel like she like him a lot more than he like her, and he taking advantage of that situation. So how do the boxer girl uh, feel about this relationship? She's a bit confused. But she is hurting. Her feelings are hurt. Alright, so this boxer girl, honestly, she really starting to not have the best outlook on Papoose. Like, when I was asking about her perception of this situation, the King of Swords reverse came out. And that was the card that came out with the way that Remy wanted people to see Papoose. And I kind of feel like the way that Remy want people to see Papoose, he's not like that with Remy, or he, at least he wasn't, but he is like that with this girl. He is like that with her. He is this King of Swords reverse with that girl. But this girl, and I think this have to tie in with her reputation. She's willing to work with Papoose. Like, maybe they getting their publicists together and they trying to narrate a story, maybe even narrate a fake relationship so that he could do a comeback. Because people is on Papoose's side. And I feel like somebody's team is strongly aware of that and they want to capitalize off of it. So, but if Papoose want to actually heal, then I wouldn't do this. Like, he just need to be single for a little while and then get with somebody that he actually really connect with, because this girl, I feel like he don't really have any emotions. He don't have no emotions for her. And I feel like the boxer girl, she's realizing that, she's feeling it, but because of what happened, things coming out in the public and everything, she's trying to handle things in a manner that she look good. So that's why now she thinking about teaming up with Papoose, and maybe they could create like this fake relationship and everything. Because she want to look a certain type of way. Cause how did she feel about Remy revealing the messages? How did she feel about it? Like, I feel like the boxer girl was in the process of cutting Papoose off because she wasn't satisfied in certain type of ways. I felt like she felt as if she made a lot of mistakes when it came to the situation. Like, she might even feel like she looked it desperate or something. And maybe even that she wished she would have had cut him off a while ago. Because I feel like she was on the verge of doing that. Because she wasn't getting what she wanted out of Papoose, but she might have even knew things about Remy and Papoose relationship, like how they was on the verge of divorce, or he might have even told her that they not really together anymore, just kind of like for the public and everything. But yeah, I feel like that's mostly it. Like, this is not like a love story. Like, Papoose didn't go find love and everything like that. Like, he don't love this girl. This girl, she crushing on him. I wouldn't say that is love. The boxer girl, I feel like she maybe was like getting to know him and trying to build something with him. I think she really had an interest in him, but it wasn't that deep. I do feel like in some ways she was hurt though, because she already invested in the relationship, and Papoose wasn't giving her what she wanted. Like, what is Papoose intentions with this girl for the future? What is his intentions with her in the future? I feel like he might just take the bait. He might just take the bait of getting into like a fake relationship with this boxer girl, and enough to, like, he might stay with her through the divorce with Remy. Um, but he don't really plan on like being with her forever. Like, he don't love her. He don't love her. But he know that this boxer girl, like, she's smart. Like, he kind of see her like a queen of swords. Like, he feel like I want to say like make Remy jealous or to get even with Remy, because I feel like some of this is about that. I feel like Remy emasculated Papoose in a lot of ways. So he really trying to like take his power back. And he's a little upset about things that had happened. So if somebody come up with that, I feel like Papoose been playing in the background. Like, when it was exposed that Remy and this dude was having a relationship, the rapper that exposed him, I believe that rapper was Papoose' friend. And they even planned that. Hell, Papoose might have even helped him to write that diss. I feel like Papoose is behind it, behind that, behind it being revealed. And I kind of feel like because he feel hurt, he's willing to take certain devious steps. But, I don't think that's a good idea. I think that he should be as real as possible. And if he don't want this boxer girl, I feel like he should try to let her go in the most polite way and everything, but be real about the situation so that boxer girl reputation don't get fucked up, because uh Remy tried to put the girl in a position where she like a home wrecker, but the home was already wrecked. So if Papoose is real about, you know, yeah, he had or was getting to know this boxer girl or whatever, or maybe went on a few dates or whatever, or maybe they was even intimate, but he felt like it's best for him to be alone right now and to relearn himself, like learn like what would make him happy, what do he really want out of life. I really hope he don't fall down the trap of trying to get revenge or trying to look like the innocent one and everything like that. He should just, take accountability for his part in the relationship failing. And I feel like he should be the mature one and not get himself stuck in another toxic situation. Because if he go down this road of trying to have a fake relationship with a boxer girl, it's like him repeating the same mistake over. And ain't you tired? Ain't you tired of doing that? And when it comes to Remy is very hard-headed. Remy learns through failure. Like, she will have to fail in order to be able to see the big picture. So Papoose should be the one who just end the relationship, keep it ended. Eventually, Remy will recover. You know, she will learn how to do life on her own, and hopefully, she will stay single for a while, and get to know herself and to mature and to grow and everything like that. But I do feel like Papoose gonna have to kind of lead the way. He gonna kind of have to show her how to do it in a healthy way. But he has to be willing to do that. And a way for him to forgive her is to put himself in her shoes and consider, like, how would fear influence my decisions if I was in that position. So yeah, I hope that you enjoy the reading, and yeah, stay blessed, man.